Right, I've come up to this old tower here tonight. The sun's setting behind it at the moment, and hopefully the sky's going to clear and we're going to catch a Milky Way behind it. And tonight I thought I would dig out my old Nikon D3200 and capture the Milky Way with that. So I've got my D3200 set up here. I know I'm in the right place because my app tells me this is my location here. If I click on Night AR, it shows me where the Milky Way is going to be at 11:45 tonight. So all I've got to do now is get the camera ready, get my composition correct and wait for it to get dark. So one of the problems with shooting with a DSLR is the eyepiece here. Because it's optical, light can go back in through there and overexpose the image. There is a simple fix for that, so we'll do that now. So all you need is a roll of tape. What we're going to do is pop the eyepiece off. Sorry if I'm in the way. Grab a bit of tape, put that over there, and that should stop any light going back through the viewfinder and overexposing the image. I don't need to put the eyepiece back on. So from now on we shall be just using the live view. And it's getting dark already. So what I've done is I've put the camera into portrait mode. We're going to be using live view from now on. I've got my composition set up. I'm going to focus, take a shot, and then I'm going to put the lens into manual. So now I know my focus is locked. I know that the tower is far enough away that I'm at infinity, so the stars will be sharp. So we've just got to wait for it to get dark now. So I am cheating a little bit tonight using the 20mm f1.8G. You probably can't see it, but there's a little path and then a fence behind me, so I can't get the composition I want because I can't get back far enough. I was going to use the 35mm f1.8G lens tonight, but I can't get enough sky in the shot, so 20mm it is. I know this is probably quite an extravagant lens to put on a body like the D3200, but one way of instantly improving a camera like the D3200 is to put a really good lens on the camera. The lens is more important than the camera body itself, so it's an option to consider rather than upgrading the camera body. Just buy a better lens. The 35mm is probably one of the best lenses that you can put on a D3200, and I don't think there's much difference image quality wise between the 20 and the 35, so you just have to bear with me on using the 20mm tonight. I had intended to use the 35, but I didn't realise I can't get back far enough. Just going to show you what I've done. I have put some lights on the tower. So I've got, don't know if you can see it there, a little blue light up there shining on the left hand end of the tower, and then along here, there is it, I've got my little orange light there shining on the face of the tower, and then over here I've got my little purple light shining on the right hand end of the tower. So we are ready to take the first shot. Let's wake the camera up. Come on. Right, checking settings. Right, I'm on ISO 3200, f2.5 and a 10-second shutter speed. And right, hang on. Let's put the timer on, 10-second timer. So let's go. Right, while that's going, I'm going to do some light painting. Right, so let's check that. That looks good to me. I've got the Milky Way coming across here. I don't know if we'll see anything to the right of the tower just yet. It might be a little bit early still. Obviously got an airplane going right through the middle of it. Looks good to me. Right, see if I can get a shot without an airplane in it. Turn that off so I can see. Right. Don't think it's clear at the moment. Ah, idiot. Forgot to put the self timer on. That's the one thing that really annoys me with Nikon cameras, is the self timer keeps switching itself off. That's going to be an overexposed mess with a head torch there. Right. Info. Bosh. 10-second timer on. Let's go. Have a look at that. Oh. Glasses on. And that looks pretty nice to me. Let's zoom in a bit. Check for airplanes. And that seems to be airplane free. Oh, nearly fell over then. Right, I've had a really good night down here tonight shooting with my old D3200. I think I've got some really good images. I won't know till the morning when I edit them, but whether they're good or bad, I shall put them up anyway, and then you can judge whether you think the D3200 is any good for astrophotography or not. So thank you for watching, and here come the photographs. I'll see you later. Bye. So I wanted to explain further why I put tape over my eyepiece on my camera last night. So the way that a DSLR camera works is that light comes through the front of the lens, it bounces off a mirror up into the optical eyepiece so you can see basic camera settings and your composition. Now the way that light coming through the optical viewfinder can affect the exposure is that it can affect the metering of the camera and throw that out, so the camera may think that there's more light than there is, which could cause you a problem with the exposure of your image. So I take that over. It's just a habit, something I've always done. Some people think it's an urban myth that happens. When you're actually taking the exposure, there isn't an issue with light leaking into the camera through the eyepiece. It just purely affects the metering. Now, most astrophotographers probably wouldn't rely on the metering of the camera anyway. They tend to have, as I do, settings that I know that I need to use to get the image that I want. It may be more of an issue if you're doing long exposures near a lot of light sources. That could affect the metering with light coming from behind you through the eyepiece. So I hope that's a better explanation of why I take the viewfinder over. The other thing I wanted to say was it was really damp last night, so I ended up putting a lens warmer on the camera just to keep damp off the lens. So if you see a cable dangling down from the camera, that's all that is, nothing more simple than that. Thank you again for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.